Hey Lakers fans, Laker Lou here, and we've got a trade rumor making headlines that could see a fan favorite potentially heading east, but bringing back some much-needed size and defense to the purple and gold. Get ready, because this is a big one. All right, let's get right into the news everyone's buzzing about. Following our playoff elimination, the Lakers are clearly looking to make moves to strengthen the roster around Luka Doncic and LeBron James. A potential trade scenario gaining traction involves sending guard Austin Reeves to the New York Knicks in exchange for their starting center, Mitchell Robinson, and guard Miles McBride. The context behind this rumor is pretty straightforward. Our playoff exit against the Timberwolves highlighted a clear need for improvement, particularly at the center position and defensively. With Luka Doncic now the primary ball handler and playmaker, some analysts, like Colin Keane of Sporting News, argue that Austin Reeves's role as a secondary ball handler might be somewhat redundant. The Knicks, on the other hand, could use more reliable secondary playmaking behind Jalen Brunson. This potential trade aims to address the needs of both teams: rim protection and defense for the Lakers, and guard depth and playmaking for the Knicks. Now let's talk about the impact for the Lakers. The biggest gain in this proposed trade is undoubtedly Mitchell Robinson. At 7'3", he's a premier shot blocker and rebounder, exactly the kind of defensive anchor we need in the paint. He would immediately address our glaring need for rim protection and interior defense, which was exposed in the playoffs. His presence down low would fit well alongside Luka and LeBron, allowing them to operate more freely knowing they have that defensive security behind them. We'd also acquire Miles McBride, a young guard who can provide some scoring punch off the bench, which is always valuable. While losing Austin Reeves would be tough, he's been a crucial player and, as Colin Keane noted, an unsung hero at times, contributing scoring and playmaking, especially during the 2024-25 regular season. The potential defensive upgrade with Robinson is significant. How would the team adapt if this trade were to happen? Defensively, adding Mitchell Robinson completely changes our look. We'd have a true defensive anchor who can deter drives and protect the paint, allowing our perimeter defenders to be more aggressive. Offensively, we'd lose Reeves's creation and shooting, but potentially gain better spacing for Luka and LeBron if Robinson's presence demands attention inside, though he's not a major offensive threat outside of lobs and putbacks. McBride would step into a bench scoring role. The challenge would be integrating Robinson, especially given his injury history, and finding ways to replace Reeves's unique contributions. What are the possible consequences or questions this trade raises for the season ahead? The biggest question mark surrounding Mitchell Robinson is his durability. He's had injury issues, and the Lakers would have to feel confident in his health moving forward, especially with his contract. Would the Knicks be willing to part with a key piece like Robinson? And what would the Lakers' ultimate asking price for Reeves be? This trade, while addressing a major need, also comes with risks. It forces us to consider if the upgrade at center is worth potentially losing a valuable, versatile player in Reeves and taking on the risk of Robinson's health. It leaves us wondering if this is the right move to push us into championship contention. All right, Lakers Nation, what do you think about this potential trade? Sending Austin Reeves to New York for Mitchell Robinson and Miles McBride. Is Mitchell Robinson the center we need? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you're intrigued by the idea of adding a dominant shot blocker, hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed to the channel for all the latest Lakers news, rumors, and analysis. Thanks for tuning in. Go Lakers! Hey Lakers fans, Laker Lou here, and buckle up because we've got a trade rumor today that is, well, wild. After a tough playoff exit, the Lakers are definitely looking to make big moves, and this potential target is as high risk, high reward as it gets. All right, let's dive into the craziest rumor making the rounds. Following our first-round elimination in 5 games against the Minnesota Timberwolves, It's clear that desperate times call for potentially desperate measures. The Lakers need to improve, especially with a true center or dominant big man. While many experts are talking about more conventional targets, there's speculation that Rob Pelinka might be considering a truly audacious move, pursuing Zion Williamson from the New Orleans Pelicans. The context here is our disappointing playoff performance. We lacked size and consistency, and the Timberwolves exposed our weaknesses down low. Rob Pelinka has a history of making big, unexpected moves, like acquiring Luka Doncic. Now, with the team needing to build a championship contender around Luka and potentially LeBron, if he opts in, and knowing that some of the safer superstar targets like Giannis or Durant might be too costly in terms of assets, the Lakers might have to look at high-risk options. Zion Williamson is the epitome of that. Immense talent, but significant question marks. Now let's talk about the potential impact of adding Zion. When healthy, he is an absolute force of nature. He's one of the most explosive players in the league, a dominant scorer in the paint, finishing at a near 60% clip for his career without being a traditional center. His ability to get to the rim and finish could make him an incredible pick-and-roll partner for Luka Doncic. His passing has also improved year after year. The upside with Zion is truly superstar level. He was the first overall pick for a reason, and if he could ever consistently be on the court, the sky's the limit. But here's where the wild and challenging part comes in. The biggest hurdle, the baggage of a 747, as the article puts it, is Zion's injury history and conditioning. He struggled mightily to stay healthy throughout his career, missing significant time every season. His time in New Orleans has, frankly, been an enormous disappointment from an availability standpoint. Acquiring him would be a massive gamble, taking on a player with a history of struggling to stay in shape and on the court, despite his immense talent. The potential trade package mentioned, something like Rui Hachimura, Gabe Vincent, and Maxi Kleber, might seem reasonable in terms of players, but the risk attached to Zion's remaining contract, 3 years left, is huge. The Pelicans might even be relieved to move on from the uncertainty. What are the possible consequences and questions this raises for the season ahead? Can the Lakers' medical staff and coaching staff, led by J.J. Redick, be the ones to finally unlock Zion's full potential by keeping him healthy and motivated? Could pairing him with Luka, who has also faced conditioning critiques, somehow motivate both players to get in peak shape together? Maybe they become gym buddies and dominate the league? Or does this high-risk move blow up in the Lakers' face, costing them assets and cap space for a player who can't stay on the court? This rumor highlights the desperate need for impact talent and Pelinka's potential willingness to swing for the fences, even if it means taking on significant risk. It leaves us wondering if the Lakers are truly crazy enough to pursue Zion and what the payoff or disaster might look like. All right, Lakers Nation, what do you think about this wild trade target? Is Zion Williamson worth the massive risk for the Lakers? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you're intrigued by the possibility of adding a talent like Zion, despite the risks, hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed to the channel for all the latest Lakers news, rumors, and analysis, no matter how wild they are. Thanks for tuning in. Go Lakers!